Hi, welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny,
JD,
Erin,
and Kat.
So, we have a patron request from Christy Sue.
Ooh,
Hey. She has requested more Taemin.
There's a shocker there. I think we know who her favourite is.
Yes, your bias is showing. This one is Black Rose. Which I don't know what to expect from that.
I feel what you're thinking. I was just you're supposed to think.
She's thinking like Beauty and the Beast theme.
I really was. You could it's like roses are so like pure and perfect. It's like a rose between two thorns, but a black one is like tainted.
They like signify beauty, don't they? A rose.
Yeah.
Or love.
Or death. But I like it. I don't know, I just feel like Taemin always has this like dark, edgy stuff.
Yeah, so this is from late 2020, from one of his albums, and it's one of my favourite songs of his. It doesn't have an MV, so we're going to watch a live performance of it, but I just really like the song. It's like a post-breakup song, him talking about how he wished he could kind of go back into that. I suppose whether it's kind of like it's run its course, it's not good for you, you broke up, you know it makes sense, but for some reason you wish you could go back into it. Or I mean, a lot of Taemin's songs I think as well have been about the allure and drive of, you know, wanting to be caught up in that euphoric, even though it's bad for you, you know you like it. So it could all be with those themes in there, but yeah, it's basically like
Tainted Rose, like Tainted Love.
Well, kind of, yeah.
I'd like to see him perform that.
That'd be good. But like the metal version, like the Marilyn Monroe version.
Marilyn Manson version.
Yes. Yeah.
Without him getting any royalties from it though.
Yes, that's it. We don't want to give him. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of the...
You haven't heard of the Marilyn Manson
I prefer
version
it to the original.
Love? Oh, it's good. It gives the impression that he wants to go back into that all-consuming relationship, even though the way he sings about it is it was kind of toxic, but at the same time, if something is so toxic it becomes your entire world, then when you're out of it, you're kind of like, oh my god, I don't know what to do.
Well,
so
the extreme emotions either way become addictive.
Yeah.
Which I know, like better the devil you know isn't sometimes wanting to crave something that was bad, but at least you knew it, than not knowing what's ahead and facing you. Sometimes can be preferable. And emotions, even if they are maybe negatively intense, sometimes it's better than people think they're feeling nothing.
Yeah, true. Feeling something proves you're alive. But yeah, I mean, I know it sounds a weird thing to say, but because you could say this about any song, but I never know what melody I'm gonna get with Taemin. Do you know what I mean? Like, I literally, any song could be anything, but with him I'm always very interested to be like, oh, what is this melody? And sometimes you hear songs that you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
I think
this is just
there are certain artists that can come on the radio and you could be like, oh, that's Ed Sheeran, oh, that's Adele. Even if you didn't know they had a new song coming, as soon as you hear them, you know it's them. Even though Taemin has a lovely voice, you'd hear the beginning music and be like, oh, I wonder who this is. And then you'd be like, oh, it's Taemin. Like, you wouldn't hear it and go, oh, this must be a Taemin song just on the style, because he's so different.
And he can change
on everything he does.
Yeah.
I guess the only guarantee is that it'll be unique.
Yeah. Just give it a listen and see if you like it. But yeah, I really like Black Rose. So there's a couple of different live performances of it, but there was one which looked really interesting, which is like a one take. So we'll see. Watch that one.
Okay. And live is always deadly.
So please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and in the comments what's your thoughts on Black Rose and which live performance of it was your favourite. So you know the song but you've never watched the performance. Cool. So you've never seen the choreo or anything?
No.
Because we know there's choreo because it's Taemin.
Leather pants.
I love that he has female dancers.
Like that.
How does arm
Gloves.
like that?
Is that gloves or something around his arm?
He's got gloves on.
It's very small movements but very fast.
Well, it is a track he's got under, isn't it? The dancers are swaggy too. I like that he's in the centre, like they're around him.
He's very captivating as well, even though he's surrounded by people.
Yeah, they're still on the periphery.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's fantastic.
I love the way they spin.
I see you in my dreams too.
I will be seeing that in my dreams.
So, what do you think? At one point with that, his vocals, I got goosebumps.
Do you know what threw me a bit?
Mm.
Is that it's one of those songs, a bit like I think with Move, where it would get towards where I know the chorus is coming in, and I expected something bigger or it to like speed up or something, and it didn't, and it was like, oh, okay. So it kept you this kind of steady level all the way through.
It's maybe smaller than you think it's going to be, but for me it's so captivating, and the vocal in it is why it's my favourite. And I don't know, there's, for me, like when he's singing it, especially in that chorus of Black Rose, there's almost like some pain behind it, there's some longing, some angst, and I just, I don't know, I really love that song for some reason. It's just a lovely song.
So, I see what you mean. I liken that to like constant, like you're trapped, because even like the dance moves, like he was never at the front, he was centre, but they were always just a little bit, they were always encasing him. And so the song maybe not going big or like to these places, maybe it's because like you're trapped in it and you can't go anywhere.
I very much think the dancing was put on purpose, because if you noticed at the end when they were all surrounding them and they all put their arms out like that, it was like the flower opening. And I just everything, it seemed like it was on purpose.
But at the beginning especially, I felt like his head didn't match the rest of the movements that his body was doing. Like it's like the head was very clear what it wanted to do. And it's like, it's, you know, like you have the war between like your head and your heart. It's like his head was clear and still, but his heart was like all over the place.
Oh, that's interesting.
I felt like it was
like
they-
he's making
they were-
a physical interpretation of that.
yeah, like they were
Chat-
detached
Of the indecision.
Yeah, you could have had like one or the other. They didn't look like they.
Mm.
It was very. I don't know. I just felt like it didn't flow, and I thought that is what it was making me think.
Mm.
Yeah, I did love the dancing.
Yeah, those dancers did a great job.
Oh, those dances were so good.
And when you look at his outfit as well, because we've seen him wear some really funky stuff, some really like jeweled things or quite open stuff, you know, whereas this was much more covered up,
quite
plain,
understated.
and because the colours as well was not bright.
I mean, again, I don't quite know what the rules are in terms of if you're not allowed to show much skin on that particular platform. That he
Okay.
did that on,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like if that was the reason. But yeah, in a way, it was quite understated.
Yeah.
The other performances that there were of that one, he's sort of covered up in all of them, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't
Not really a
tend to.
choice.
He didn't seem to draw any sort of sexual magnetism
Yeah.
to any of those performances for Black Rose. So again, yeah, maybe it was more
Yeah.
about the interpretation of the performance of it or whatnot. I'm not sure.
I like they all, even the other dancers, they all had like mesh tops underneath. So they obviously had shirts and the moves they knew would lift up, but even that like freedom and relief or release of like seeing something called like being free from it, it still wouldn't, because the mesh tops were still like they're like covering and holding.
Restrictive,
Yeah, that's what it made me feel like you still can't be free then.
Yeah, because you're right. You said before about how watching other people dance, if they're wearing like floaty stuff, it's like an accentuation of their body, and that makes you feel a certain type of way, and that is on purpose. So that's really interesting. That maybe, like you say, that not having anything floaty, it's all, you know, no escape from the fabric even, could be
Yeah.
indicative of the
Yeah.
meaning of that song.
And because it wasn't just him, it was the dancers, and it was, you know, if it was just for the stomach, they were looking for a different length of shirt, or there's ways around it,
Yeah.
but it was obviously a stylized choice
Mm.
to have that. And I mean, I love the colour of the shirt. He looked.
The brown went really nice. It was like, he said it was like a bluey colour, wasn't it? Like a
Yeah,
bluey
bluey
grey. It was
grey.
quite nice. I don't know what his arm said. It like had like tattoos on it, or a little bit of writing or
Yeah.
something. I don't know what it said, or if it was on purpose. If anyone knows, let us know.
It looked like the rest of like the like the whole.
Yeah, it looked like an
Shit.
undershirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what it said
Ooh.
on it.
I wonder if that bit was like thorns, like a cuff of thorns for a rose. Because there was a cuff. I might be making that up. Not sure.
Yeah, I would say I wasn't wowed by it, but I wasn't wowed with Move, and now I really like Move. So
Some of Taemin's
Yeah.
songs are sort of
slow burn,
slow burners.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's when he was like in the dreams. That's quite haunting.
Mm.
slipping into your dreams.
It is, yeah. Like
But then the way his voice was in parts of it were quite like, and the way he was performing, it could be in like a dream-like state.
Mm. Like intoxicated still or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
infatuated. But then we've got no lyrics, so we have no idea.
No.
But to get all of that from the movements and the sound of the song.
From what I know of what that song is about, that sounds like it's a pretty good interpretation of that. Mm. But yeah, for me that's a really beautiful song, and the vocals as well. When you hear it,
Yeah.
it'll grow on you. I think.
I feel like that could go on the Soup playlist, because I think I could lose myself in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
the
it
sort of
is-
song.
It's like a whirlpool, like you're looped in it.
Yeah, it's a song that you could probably have playing on loop and you wouldn't notice for quite a while
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you'd been in the same song.
yeah.
Hypnotic.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful, but it's got a sadness to it as well.
Kat, you like a bit of Taemin?
It was alright, I'm not sure about it.
Yeah. Right, so that was our reaction to Taemin Black Rose. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.